Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Still getting everything set up and ready. Thank you guys for being so patient. Hold up. Okay, come on, Mike. Shout out to everybody. Let me just get me situated here. My hair's all crazy, y'all. My hair's all crazy. Welcome, everybody. Shout out to everybody. Let me let the people of the Discord know that we're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome. Shout out to let me see what's going on here in the chat. Shout out to the 91 people in the chat. Lord have mercy. Good morning. Shout out to everybody. I hope you guys got your drinks. We live now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hit that like button. Tell me what is your like number. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the subbies. Good morning. Good morning. Shout out to everybody from the Discord. Good morning. We live now. So, y'all, I was supposed to go live yesterday, and okay, good. I was supposed to go live yesterday, guys, and I still have family here from Thanksgiving. I don't anymore, but I did yesterday, right? And so I had some salad yesterday. As soon as I had the salad, I swear, like last night, I swear, I think I got food poisoning. It's been a minute since I've had food poisoning, and immediately within the 45 minutes that I ate that salad, I swear that I felt like I was just gonna die. All last night, I was like, oh my God, I don't know. A bag salad from Sam's Club, okay? The bag salad. It made me sick, yo. I was like, oh no, that's not good. It's the worst. Hey Sylvia. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Cannot. So yeah, I felt really sick. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, 707 California. Welcome. Shout out to you. You still have a turkey hangover? Oh man. Shout out to y'all. You said, oh no, here comes the chorro. Girl, why you gotta say it like that? That chorro came quick. Now, why you have to say it like that? See, I wasn't gonna say all that, but come on. No, I'm fine. But it's been a couple years since I've had food poisoning. Okay. Yo. Oh man. All right, hit the like button. Y'all got me out of character now with that one. Hit the like button. Okay. So let me tell you it's been a minute since I've had food poisoning. One time I got food poisoning when I worked in government, y'all. I was traveling, had a rental car, going, traveling state to state. That's because the stuff that I was doing and stuff like that, right? I stopped by I want to say it was like it had to have been, it was a nice 7-Eleven. It wasn't like a bad 7-Eleven, all right? Stopped by a 7-Eleven, and it was kind of like in the middle of nowhere. And I got me a deviled egg sandwich. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, I cannot. I was like, how did I make it? I wasn't sure if I was going to make it to the other town. I literally thought I was going to die. You know how the 7-Eleven, you know what I'm talking about, Sylvia. You know that 7-Elevens, they got those little prepackaged sandwiches. I hadn't really eaten anything. Had that double egg sandwich, and I just died, man. Like I was so pale. Okay, that's how sick I was. I couldn't get ingest anything in my stomach. Nada. Nothing in my stomach, nothing. So it was bad. Stay away from those deviled. I've not had one since. I'm happy to report I have not had one since. No more deviled eggs for me in 7-Eleven sandwich. So shout out to everybody, y'all. I don't know why we talking about that, but hey, I'm okay. I feel a little bit better. The stomach's a little bit weird, but I'm okay. I'll be all right. I'm doing a little bit better. Okay, so let me shout out some people. Thank you, thank you. Is it Nanya Biz? Thank you so much for becoming a member, supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you. Oh my god, Flojo, thank you for the 4.99 super sticker, my love. Thank you, thank you. Shout out to Flojo. Felicia, that's right. It is the birthday week. My birthday's on the 4th. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Happy birthday month, Rabbit. The month. That's right. Shout out to the Sagittariuses, okay? Shout out to the Sagittariuses. We are, this is our month. We get to celebrate us. We get to do us. And I'm here for it. Okay. All right, guys. We got to get it together. We got to get it going. I have a sitter for baby bunny. So we're going to get into some topics. Okay. So shout out to everybody. We're going to talk about D4VD probably at the end, but two very big ones, two other topics that I really am kind of keeping on my radar. If I can find my bookmarks. Hello, bookmarks. Where are you? See what happens when you're a content creator. Multiple things at your screen, always looking at multiple screens, and can never find anything when you need it. That's the life of a content creator. Okay. Let me say something real quick. I want to talk about Rebecca K. Park. Okay. So this case right here, y'all, and I'm still surprised that we have yet to find this baby. Rebecca K. Park. All right. We've talked a little bit about her. We covered here and there about her, right? So Rebecca K. Park goes missing right around the time she's like 38 weeks pregnant. Okay. Very young mom goes missing. Okay. And she's found, her body is found, or at least what they thought appeared to be her body, in like a forest. There was like a search group that went out there, and one of the search members I think was also a TikToker, so some of this was captured on TikTok. Okay, she goes missing, and then her body is found like on the, I want to say it was the 25th of November, and I'm gonna show y'all a picture because this situation is really bizarre. First of all, because they arrested the brother and the sister. Excuse me. They arrested the fiance and the sister, not the brother. The fiance and the sister. Rebecca Case's fiance was arrested. The sister was arrested. Now, not related to charges to, homicide or anything like that, but the arrest was related to drugs, and the arrest for the sister was related to like lying to the police, some ish like that. Okay, so I don't know, and it really is the mystery of this whole situation is what happened. And when they found her again, she was 38 weeks pregnant when she went missing. When they found her, the baby was not found at all. I don't know what that means. Did she deliver before she died? Did like what does that mean as they didn't find the baby? Like, did she deliver before she died? What happened exactly? That's what I want to know. I think that's the question that we all want to know as well. They're basically that's, I mean, Alyssa, I hate to put it that way, but I do wonder when they say this, what do they mean? In what condition did they find her body? They did not find the baby. Okay. So we don't know if this baby is alive. I mean, 38 weeks. Okay, think about it. So, sister and the fiance, who, might I add, does not look very well. Okay, I mean, they both don't look very well. It was truly confirmed that she was pregnant. She was 38 weeks pregnant. That's what heightened, she was missing. And so that's what heightened the search and rescue for her. Well, at least the search for her. When they went to a forest to go look for her, they found a body that appeared to be her. And then it was confirmed over the weekend that it was her. 22 years old, mom. She gets in this car. Somebody's picking her up. Last time anybody sees her. And then when they find her body in a forest. Then, a couple days later, you have cops that basically charge Rebecca's sister, with lying and tampering with evidence after the discovery of Rebecca, okay, of her sister's body. So Kimberly Park, who is the sister, is 21 years old. And Rebecca's fiance, this guy right here, by the name of Richard, by the way, he's had multiple drug arrests. He does not look like he's in good shape. Okay, let's be very frank about this. Okay, he just doesn't. Richard and Rebecca were both arraigned on the 26th of November. Okay, but the charges are not related to homicide or murder or anything like that. Now, a body matching the 22-year-old pregnant woman, she's from Michigan, Rebecca Park, was discovered. Her sister was arrested in the early hours of November 26 and later arraigned on charges with tampering of evidence, lying to police, and filing a false report. Rebecca's fiance, Richard, 43 years old, and she's 22. Big age difference, I would say. Was also arraigned on November 26 on 2 counts of delivering meth. Now, the police in Michigan arrested both the sister and the fiance of Rebecca Park in hours after the body matching of the missing pregnant woman was discovered in the forest. Now, Kimberly, 21, and Richard are both being held at the Wexner County Jail as the medical examiner performs an autopsy on the woman found earlier this week. The arrests have not been connected in the discovery of the body, but the bail is set for the judge, and the case is usually high given the charges, at least the bail that they have set. Okay. Again, this is Rebecca. She went missing. She was pregnant. They have not been able to find this baby. Okay. What happened exactly? We don't know. Well, how was her body found? In what manner was it found? We don't know at all. What we were told is that when they found her body, the baby was not with her. Does that mean that she delivered her baby? Or does that mean that her baby was taken? Like, what does that mean exactly? This is one of those like cases that it's like, it's your own family. You know what I mean? And then your fiance too. It's your own family and it's like the fiance. I never get a good vibe of stories like this, when it's your own family that'll do stuff like this. They should be able to tell if she delivered. Yeah, but they haven't even said anything publicly. Scratch the paint. They have not at all. So I do wonder. Y'all. Thank you so much, Dr. Edward. I will definitely look into that. Yeah, man. It just, when you have food poisoning, it's never good. I still feel a little like, bleh. I do, but I'm okay. I'm all right. Though. But thank you guys. I'm hoping that with all of me, somehow the baby, yeah, I'm hoping that the baby's okay. But so many babies go missing. This baby, we don't know if she just gave birth. We don't know if this could very well be the case, and we do not know at all. So I do truly hope that it just doesn't seem like it's gonna be a positive ending, but I truly hope that that's what it is. Maybe this baby's okay, but mom is no longer here. And so to kind of have to move forward and investigate in this situation and what led up to this. What would lead you if, again, she hasn't been charged with homicide, any of these 2 individuals, but what would lead you to harm your sister, your pregnant sister? When you're pregnant, you are at your most vulnerable time, right? You really are. You're at your most vulnerable time. Your body is, your hormones are all over the place, everything. And that is when, women need to be protected, is when they're pregnant. Jealousy, maybe. Envy, all kinds of things that you can say. But this is a case that we definitely are going to be following. Another person, and now this was a rumor that was put out yesterday. Abby Blabby did clear it yesterday on this case, but there was this, never mind. Hold up. Girl, what? Wow. Okay, here we go. 4 hours ago, arrested. Damn, seems like all of Rebecca Park's family is being handcuffed. No charges listed. What? What do you mean all the family? Hold up. Abby, what are you talking about? Arrested. Damn, seems like all of Rebecca Park's family is getting handcuffed. No charges listed. Courtney Marie Bartholomew. Is this mom? Is this Rebecca's mom? Bradley Allen Bartholomew. There was a rumor. And let me tell you, this is what I heard. This is what I was going to report right now, but now it sounds like this is actually fact. So Abby Blobby had posted, I'm being told that Rebecca's mom and Brad have been detained. But the screenshot of the arrest that has been going around is reportedly from an older arrest. So I deleted it. Damn. Hopefully we get more answers soon. The baby has not been accounted for. Rebecca's mom has been arrested for what though? Girl, you got the sister, the fiance, and now the mama that has been arrested? Is this true? Let me see if anybody else is reporting this. What? The only person that I see reporting this right now is Abby Blabby. The only person. Hold up. Let me see this. Now, this was 14 hours ago. Another blogger. In a stunning development, both Brad Bartholomew and Rebecca's biological mother have been arrested or detained as the investigation intensifies surrounding the tragic death of 22-year-old Rebecca K. Park and the desperate search for a missing newborn baby boy. Recap. Rebecca, 22, was 39 weeks pregnant when she vanished from her home in a Cadillac. Okay. That night, she was getting into a dark vehicle with tinted windows, saying someone was coming to pick her up. On November 25th, her body was discovered in the forest. Her newborn baby boy was not with her and is still missing. Her sister, Kimberly Park, was arrested shortly after the discovery of the body on charges including evidence of tampering and lying to police and filing a false felony report. And then again, her fiance was also arrested the same night. Now, Brad Bartholomew has been arrested, and Rebecca's biological mother has also been arrested and detained. These new events mark a major escalation in the investigation, which law enforcement describe as active and ongoing and extremely sensitive. What? So she was pregnant from her mom's ex-boyfriend. Unless Richard is mom's ex-boyfriend, who's like 43 years old and Rebecca's 22, which, I mean, if he's saying that's the fiance, you said, yes, the fiance was with mom first and was also with her. Mom was also claiming she herself had a baby and it was in the NICU weeks before Rebecca went missing. Brad, I don't know. I guess somebody that shares the same last name as mom. Bio mom. Y'all can't make this shit up. What in the Jerry Springer is this? That's not like, what? You cannot make this up. Like, it's one thing. You have Rebecca, 22 years old, 38 weeks pregnant. Okay. Her sister and her fiance get arrested for unrelated charges. All right. Now you have Rebecca's mother and what looks to be a boyfriend or a fiance, I don't know, also arrested. What the hell is going on? You can't make this up. Brad is the stepdad. He's married to Bio Courtney. Okay. So Bartholomew, right? Courtney Bartholomew, Brad Bartholomew, these are step parents, or excuse me, bio mom and stepdad of Rebecca K. Rebecca K, 38 weeks pregnant, 22 years old, goes missing. Her sister gets charged. I'm not really sure if it's related, but it sounds like it's unrelated to a certain degree, right? She gets charged, tampering with evidence, whatever that is, and then Richard also gets charged with meth. They can't find the baby. What is going on? So now it's not, nobody's broke this story yet. The only people that I've seen break this, there you go. There's the mugshot. That's Rebecca's bio mom. She's the one that reported that Rebecca got into a car. And then that was the last time she ever saw her. You cannot make this up. That's Rebecca Courtney Marie Bartholomew is 40 years old. Okay. Bradley Allen Bartholomew, stepdad. All right. 47. Arrested. Now we got some mugs. Arrested December 1st. That is insane, y'all. That's a crazy story. Now, it's, first of all, I don't know where you hear this. Well, where do you hear that a woman in 22 years old, pregnant, goes missing? She's found dead. Her baby's gone. Where in the world do you hear a story where not only the sister and the fiance are charged unrelated, or at least one of them is unrelated, and then it follows by mom and stepdad getting arrested too? I don't know. Cadillac, Michigan is the town. Thank you. I don't know, man. Is this drug related? I don't know. Trafficking? I don't know, y'all. You cannot make this up, yo. We are going to be following this. Abby Blabby is the first to break it that I have seen. I have not seen. I'm looking all over the internet and putting out a search. I have not seen. This is Michigan. I have not seen anybody talk about this. We have an arrest. Yes, mom, biological mom, and stepdad both arrested. That's weird. Where do you see, where does that happen? Where do you see that? You believe Michigan is crazy? I mean, damn, like, and please no, I'm joking when I say, like, what in the Jerry Springer is this shit? But like, literally, what is going on? Like, this poor woman, pregnant, 22 years old. Where's this baby? Is this baby alive? Were they trying to kill their own daughter? Then put this baby, sell this baby, replace this baby? What is going on with this? That's not, none of this sounds okay. Okay. None of it does. We're going to put a pin on that because we definitely going to be looking into that a little bit deeper. I am in shock by the story. I did not expect, like, I literally had all my tabs lined up. Then this one comes up as breaking news. Wow. Breaking news on that situation. Hold up. Now, we do have to move on. If we get more information, if y'all keep an eye out on an article or see anything else break, let me know because you can't make this up. Hold up. And truly, Rebecca K's family is suspect. The whole family is suspect. In my opinion, family is sus. I think that I speak very well when I say that the whole family is sus. If y'all got everybody getting arrested in the family while she's found, that's insane. That is insane. Where do you hear this? Where do you hear this? That's insane. Hold on. Here we go. Thank you. I had to correct that. All right. So yeah, in a Lifetime movie, right? In a Lifetime movie, literally. We are going to move on from here. I'm going to put a pin on this. If I hear more breaking news on this, we definitely going to keep talking about this because this is a story that is a case. It's, first of all, a very sad case. My goodness. I've yet to see anybody really talk about it. I don't know why. It's been all over the news. And then suddenly I don't have not one news outlet other than Abby Blabby. Shout out to her who broke that there's actually been an arrest. That's amazing. Shout out to Abby Blabby for being on top of it. See, this is why, some of us bloggers, YouTubers, Facebookers, people be getting the news right away from us. Why? Because we go first on it. That's what happens. Okay. I want to talk about Anna Kepner. Okay. So, oh my goodness. There's a lot of movement happening here. First of all, let me tell you something that's going on here with this situation. You have immediately, expeditiously in this case, which, the suspect is a 16-year-old. His name is Timothy. I think it's Timothy. Is it Hudson? I think it's Hudson, right? Chantel Hudson. Yeah, that's because that's mom for him. So Timothy is the 16-year-old, the suspect, right, of this crime. Anna Kepner goes on a cruise, is killed and stuffed under a, I don't know, like in a bed with life jackets. This is a room that she's sharing with her step sibling. This is who Tim is, the step sibling, and her biological brother Connor. They have this room arrangement. Now in this trip, you got stepmom, you got stepmom's kids, you got dad, Anna, siblings, you got grandparents, paternal grandparents. They're all going into this, cruise, the Horizon, for Carnival, right? And then somehow this crime happens, and to me, it's baffling because it's like, how the heck? First of all, it's a cruise, okay? It's not like a road trip. So in my opinion, it's like we're all checking on each other, even though we're all sleeping in different rooms. Um, Anna, full of life, she's had a rough life. At least that's what I've assessed based on the situation, the what people have spoken out. Mom, her biological mother, they've had a rough situation. She's had her own struggles as well. Anna's had a rough life with her dad. There's been a lot that has happened in Anna's life. A lot of movements. Dad remarries. Dad marries to the 15-year-old babysitter, and then divorces the babysitter. She Tabitha files for divorce. There's just so much in the ins and outs of Anna's life, in short life. Okay. Having to, what's the word? Live in a blended situation, right? Because sometimes kids don't have a choice but to support the decisions that the parents are making when they get together and create a blended family. Now, let me just say this. I think blended families are amazing, right? I think that a blended family can work perfectly when the parents put their children first, right? Wouldn't you all agree? A blended family can work perfectly when the two adults that are wanting to do the blending can actually work together to make it work. That's it's perfect when it's like that, y'all. It really is. So, Auntie, I guess, is speaking out and truly talking about this whole situation. But before I even get to this article, you have more information coming about the case overall and just court filings that are happening. So, one of the most shocking parts of this entire investigation is what Anna's stepmom asked a judge to do. Okay. That would be the suspect's mother. According to the official motion filed in the court, she requested a non dissemination order to block any details from becoming public. He's 16. So, keep that in mind. There are rules when it comes to this, and minors, you can't really make a whole lot of information public, right? Anything involving the FBI is active in criminal investigation. She wants blocked, okay? Information about their son, Timothy Hudson, who the filing confirms is the subject of the investigation. She wants all DCF investigations in various counties blocked, all family court and dependency matters blocked, any documents, reports, messages, photos, or evidence related to the case, she wants blocked. Her attorney argues that releasing anything about the teen could cause irreversible harm and asked the court to seal the file, closing hearings, restricted public access, and keep anything involving the teen out of the press, especially if the charges are filed. So, are we not supposed to know when charges are filed? I don't know. And then Anna's father, Christopher, then publicly said he didn't outright confirm everything, Please note that. But he did say, I do not stand behind what my stepson has done. And what he pressed on, whether he believes, when he was pressed on whether he believes what happened, the situation, or who's responsible, he replied, I cannot say that he is responsible. But I can't decline. He was the only one in the room. Oh, the frustration. Because somebody else came in the room, unless there's footage of that, right? They do have the right to, because he's a child. Please note that. I'll give you that. Because he's a child, they have right to privacy, right? Please note that. But I also feel like between Christopher, the dad, and the grandmother, now I get it. They're grieving. I get it. Don't get me wrong. But there is this level of like, are we playing stupid? Are we playing coy? Like, they showed you footage of him being the only one in it. There's only 2 people, 3. Anna's gone. Connor and the brother, the stepbrother. 1, 2. Who else would have been able to come in and out of that room? Who else? Unless there's footage of another person, then we got a problem, right? Then it's something else. There's only 2 people. Now, Connor is biological to his, right? So something has got to give. Something's got to give. You said denial because they don't want to deal. That's what it sounds like. It's giving denial to me. It's hard to acknowledge that this could have possibly been a thing. Now, I do appreciate that he says, well, we're going to let the law enforcement people investigate all of this. But y'all, anyways, let me stop because it's sad to see it even be said this way. So, of course, Christopher's statement sent a lot of shockwaves to a lot of people. And when you add to the the death certificate, not the birth certificate, the death certificate, further confirming strangulation, homicide, plus reports that Anna's body was found under a bed, wrapped in blankets, that premeditation, hiding type of situation, covered in life jackets. The demand, of course, only gets louder for justice. We don't have any charges. We don't have an official narrative. We don't have a statement from the FBI. You just have the court records, a bunch of family statements, and just a bunch of questions, as well as things that the public refuses to ignore. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I want to talk about this right here, another court document that was dropped. Now, this is just a screenshot, okay? Shout out to the Pocket Loop on Facebook. Make sure you guys check them out. If the foregoing is correct, then this conduct of the petitioner/father may cause substantial risk and harm to not only minor child and the grieving family, but also may impede the active criminal investigation. This is substantial risk that confidential information is being revealed to third parties, and that the public, through electronic communication, social media, or other disclosures to individuals, are not authorized to receive such information. The press is also reading and televising court documents filed by the parties in this case, then incorrectly televising the information contained within. How do you incorrectly televise court documents if you're reading them word for word? This is Chantel Hudson's petition to the court. The press is also reading and televising court documents filed by the parties. I refuse to believe that people here, and I have heard a lot of creators. Now, we can speculate about court. I've read court documents. I can speculate and I can have a lot of questions. And my audience is intelligent enough to assess the difference, right? Nobody's stupid here, okay? We got it. Y'all are intelligent enough to assess what is actually factual versus not versus speculation. And matter of fact, I tell y'all, I'm speculating this. So tell me how people are misreading court documents. What does that look like? Because I haven't seen anybody do it. I've heard some people read some documents, but I've not seen anybody misinterpret them or review them in a different way. Okay. Disclosure of information of any kind regarding the parties may jeopardize the integrity of this ongoing investigation and may expose minor child TH, and other grieving family members to significant and possible irreversible harm. The respondent slash mother is requesting the court to shield the family from unnecessary and potential harmful public exposure. Respondent mother is requesting a non-dissemination order, basically to seal everything, prohibiting either party from the discussing, disclosing, posting, whether verbal, electronically, or through social media, disseminating any information or any kind, and to seal court files similar to dependency cases. In DNNs and dependency and neglect cases, like CPS, a lot of those are sealed, okay? For obvious reasons. Depending on the county and everything, you will get very limited information about a DNN case, and you typically need like a court order or something to get that information. Similar to dependency and neglect cases where court documents are not available to the public, and in addition, specifically concerning, and then it cuts to that screenshot. So we are, it sounds like there's going to be very much limited information about all of that. Okay. You said delete everything, y'all. Delete everything. Guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments about the situation. Now, let's get into the auntie interview, because the auntie interview apparently has got some people talking, okay? Literally. Now, let me shout out some people, please, and thank you. Let's see. Hold up. Ellery, thank you so much for the happy birthday fund. Thank you for the $4.99. Yes, birthday on Thursday. Thank you. Jazzy gifted a membership. Y'all put some hearts in the chat if you were blessed with a membership. Elsa Williams, thank you so much for the $2 mom used to date fiance. You're talking about Rebecca Park's fiance? Why am I not surprised? We gonna talk about that, okay? I promise y'all. Art Deco Rose, 7-Up fun. That sounds really good right now. I'm definitely going to give me some 7-Up, y'all. 7-Up and crackers. Thank you. I'm telling you, man, my stomach is a little bit crazy. Thank you. They are more worried about their reputation and how their daughter died. What in the wilderness is going on? Now, hold up, guys, because I'm checking on Rebecca Park. Nothing has been put up yet as far as media. Nothing. Y'all, that's crazy. Okay, I'm keeping an eye on Rebecca Park since we just reported that news. Okay, let's move on with this article. Anna Kepner's aunt speaks out after the teen's cruise ship murder, says, I know she fought for her life. That's quite a statement to make, given that we know, the injuries and marks she might have had. And I mean, did she really know what was coming? Sounds like he grabbed her from behind. At least that's what we're thinking. Anna's aunt, Crystal Wright, has spoken out after the teen's death. The 18-year-old was found dead under a bed aboard a Carnival cruise ship on November 8th. I know she fought for her life, Anna Wright said about Anna. So Anna Kepner's aunt is speaking out after the 18-year-old was found dead in the Carnival cruise ship. So Anna from Florida was found dead under a bed. We kind of know these details already. Apparently, she was mechanically asphyxiated by other persons. That's what it's listed. While there has been no arrest made, court papers filed in the custody proceedings between Anna's stepmother, Chantel Hudson, and her father, Christopher Kepner, suggest that Anna's 16-year-old is under criminal investigation. Now, reacting to her niece's death, Anna's aunt, Crystal, told 35 Orlando, I know Anna fought. I know she fought for her life. We don't understand why. If the boy is a suspect, why has he not been charged yet? What's happening there? She continued, referring to Anna's stepbrother. Calling the tragedy rough, Wright added that she and her family continue to grow frustrated over not knowing what happened to Anna, as well as what's the next steps in the investigation will be. It's turmoil. We're sitting here waiting. Okay, this is what she told in an interview. Now, we know what the autopsy determined. Anna had been traveling in this cruise ship with her siblings, her stepmother, grandparents as well. And it further says, He is not the only one in that room, and the FBI has an ongoing investigation in which they will have to provide the evidence to say that he did do it or did not do this. This is what Christopher is quoted saying. The FBI has not publicly made a statement. Now, let me tell you something. If I know anything about the FBI, is they have their own time frame. They don't work. They don't work for. I mean, I could say they work for us, but like literally, y'all know how the FBI works. They are their own entity and their own machine. And you put in a time frame and they will tell you F off expeditiously because they don't care. They don't care. That is what they do. You know, almost every blended family ever I've ever seen ends up becoming more of one of the original versus making a new family. People get isolated. It's a lot, y'all, and that's the best thing I could tell you. Best advice I will tell you, y'all. I think that blended families are amazing. I think that you could really, people should be able to blend their families, start all over, do life the way that they want to. Y'all are available and free. But you know what I always believe is that once you have your children, and especially if you have children from a previous marriage, the worst thing you can do is pretend like the other person never existed in that child's life, and also pretend like what is it? Somehow they're supposed to acclimate themselves to a blended family. That's the problem with a lot of blended families nowadays. Blended families put their own, excuse me, the partners specifically, not the family, but mom and dad, whatever the blended situation may be, mom and mom, whatever, y'all. The situation, they always put themselves first before the actual family. Okay. And let me tell you, I come from, at least the way I was raised, y'all. If my parents did not like the person that I was with, guess what? I probably wasn't going to be with that person. I don't know what it is. And it wasn't like that when I was younger. Please note that. As I got older, I realized I'm like, I probably want to be with somebody that people are going to like in my family. So I probably need to figure out how to make sure that even though I like this person and I love them and all that stuff, I need to make sure that I'm not the only one. Like if something were to happen to me, that they'll be able to arrange something. You know what I mean? Like you got to make sure, especially if you're close with your family, but your kids are always going to be number one. And unless it's an abusive situation, I get it. You put your boundaries up, you got to protect you and your own. But please don't act like, especially if your child is older, don't act like the other parent never existed and somehow you can rewrite the history. Don't be a Brian McKnight. Okay? Sorry. Don't sue me, Brian McKnight, but don't be a Brian McKnight. Okay? Don't act like you didn't have a whole other family over there. All right. And then suddenly you have a son that dies of cancer. And then suddenly you give a whole new name to a new child. That's that if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Some of y'all don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Don't be a Brian McKnight in a situation like that. That's the thing. All right. Damn. Point blank, period. That's it. Don't be a Brian McKnight. Sorry. Allegedly, and in my opinion. Don't sue because he's sue happy. Y'all are laughing in the chat. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Don't be a Brian McKnight. That's it, y'all. Blend your families. Love each other, but don't act like your other children don't exist. And don't act like their feelings are not valid. And don't act like they're nothing in this blended situation. That's what happens. They get lost. And be very real. When you are literally about to marry somebody, you got to ask them, hey, have you or your children ever been in a facility where you had to be, institutionalized? And that's not to say that, oh, walk away, but you really, like, you're not just marrying the children, you're marrying everything that comes with it, right? You want to find everything out. You want to make sure you know everything, okay? Yes, we millennials, we get it. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. You said, I know a couple who adopted siblings that were like 6 and 7 and changed their first names and were not close. I see this all the time. It's like, let me rewrite the history. I know y'all are laughing. Don't be a Brian McKnight. That's it. That is the hashtag. Don't be a Brian McKnight. All right, let me stop. We're gonna keep an eye out on this case. And like I said, it's a tragedy overall, but we need to make sure that we understand overall just what we can learn from this situation. I've said this before. I don't think that this was an action that This could have been prevented for sure. When paternal grandma spoke out and said something to the effect of, he said he fought his demons, the brother, stepbrother. He said he surpassed his demons. That should have been a red flag. A child that's 16 years old that's telling you he surpassed all his demons should be the biggest red flag for you. Okay? Because what short life has a child had that at the age of 16, they've had demons? You might want to look into what that means exactly. Was he abused? Was he doing things to other people? Has there been reports of that? Was mom abused in front of this child and now this child has taken on that? Those are the things, familial social history, that you need to find out. Do your homework, all right? Because when you're blended, it's not just you, it's everybody else. Okay. Rabbit sounding high as a kite. I wish. Y'all, stop. I wish. Maybe. No. Y'all. Okay. I need to remember the phrase, don't be a Brian McKnight. Not in 2025. That's right. Okay. You need a background check. Everybody, y'all. Everybody. And like I said, people do change. People do change. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Flojo, for saying this. Horrible shooting, by the way. While I pull this up real quick, because we're going to transition to our next topic. Horrible, horrible shooting. Now, everybody's talking about the fact that this rapper was shot. A side note, not that I don't care, but the children, like he was the target, but now all these children were also killed as well. All right, just to take out this one rapper, and it was all gang related. I don't care. This is horrible. Okay, horrible situation. I don't understand why they got to take out all the children, at least some of them that were there at a kids party. This is what I heard. It was at a kids party. And anyways, let me stop. I hate that happened. I'm just going to say that. And it sucks that other children over gang beef. It just happens way too much. And everybody's talking about this rapper being shot. Not that I don't care, but I care about the people and the children that were actually the victims of this whole situation over the rapper. I'm sorry. I just do. Those children are innocent. That's what I care about. Not so much about the rapper. Sorry. And may he recover, because I think he was only shot in the leg. Hold up. All right. As I pull this, give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, it was at a child's party, and at least 4 people were killed and 10 others were wounded during a family gathering just to get to this rapper. And I'm like, are you kidding me? NB Nell. So the rappers were MB Nell and Flyboy. Those were the targets, or at least that's what the rumor is, y'all. I can't, man. And we're worried about them being harmed. I'm sorry. I care about the children, the innocent children that did not choose the bullets and did not choose to be around the gangs. Okay. That's what I have to say about that. Okay. All right. We are going to move on. I want to talk about this very interesting commentary that I came across. Okay. Now, this guy is a lawyer. We're going to talk about D4VD. That's who. I don't even know who this rapper is. I care about the children. That's what I care about. This lawyer, new commentary. I came across him, and I was also a defense lawyer, right? Now, the way I treat true crime cases, y'all, for those that are new to my channel, one of the things that I like to do is I personally, as a creator, as somebody that, looks into true crime, personally, I am of the opinion that you have to look at both sides of the argument and the coin of a situation, no matter how horrific it is. Why? Because you're going to be able to understand somebody's defense a lot more. Okay. You'll be able to understand where a defense side is coming from and what that's going to look like. Okay. So yesterday we talked a little bit about Bruce Rivers, and we talked about this phrase, this cooperation. cooperating with authorities phrase. Put a one in the chat if you guys remember the cooperating with authorities, that how that was thrown out there to us by various news source outlets. And I said, what the hell does cooperation mean? If now we're hearing that he's not really cooperating, who put that out there about the cooperation? Because I have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers, right? So I came across this attorney and his channel, y'all.
We see
you need to go subscribe to him. Okay, let me hit the clap. Look, subscribe. I saw him this morning and I was like, I got to put on my save and I had not subscribed. Check him out. Call your first witness. Tell him that I sent you to his channel. He's fairly new, I'm seeing, but he's a lawyer. All right, a real one. Okay. Fairly new. He talks about Fannie Willis phone records. He's talked about all kinds of different cases, but I would say fairly new in terms of like, I don't even think his channel, let's see, it's only, I would say maybe about a little over a year old, but he's at 686 subscribers. I don't understand why he's not at like 25 or 10 at this point, given how in-depth
we see
he does his reviews. Now, he did this video 3 days ago. I don't know if he's heard about, or at least he got into the grand jury stuff. But I went into and I was listening because I like to hear other commentary. I went in and I was listening to his cooperation. He was the only one that really talked about cooperating with police and how the publicist might have made a mistake initially on this. Let's get into this. Check him out. I'm going to share his link, put his information in the description box, y'all. Check him out. I think you guys are going to like him. You see, you watched the video. You said, I watched the video of this lawyer. Did you? What did you think? Listen to what he says.
We see this too often where the publicist is at odds with the criminal defense lawyer. The publicist is worrying about the brand and the sponsors and the bottom line. Let's keep it real. They want to give a statement. They want to get in front of everything. They want to say he's fully cooperating with the police, trying to save face, right? Trying to protect the money. And I could just see the criminal defense team like, what are you doing?
There you go. So that caught me. I said, oh, snap. So is it possible that this whole cooperation thing was just a general statement from Interscope, from the PR people, public, just a statement that they just had to make from Interscope, public people, and everything, y'all. Make sure you guys drop rabbits and let them know that I sent you, y'all, so he knows. And I'm going to tag him on this video because I like him. I think I would see if he would come to my channel and talk to us a little bit. You know, I've brought attorneys before and I like him. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay, Interscope, Josh Marshall, all these people, we got to get ahead of it, man. We can't really give a statement, but just tell them that we're cooperating. Did the statement really come from the attorney? Did the statement really come from a PR person? Where did this statement come from? I thought I heard that from TMZ. We heard everything from TMZ. Listen.
This happened around the time when the information first came out, somewhere soon after September 9th, right? And his publicist says something interesting to the effect of, we are aware of the situation. David is fully cooperating. I was like, what? Wait. Fully.
I have not heard somebody, I didn't even hear Bruce say this yesterday. I have not heard anybody that specializes in defense talk about that side. With him even having this reaction, I was like, whoa, isn't that what we want them to be cooperating? And then when I asked the question yesterday, I said, okay, help me understand. When somebody says that they're cooperating, are they telling their attorney to say, go ahead, we'll cooperate? Or is the attorney like, no, once the attorney comes in, there's no cooperation? What is this song and dance language that these people are doing? That's what I want to know.
Fully cooperating. You mean to tell me we got a Tesla that's registered to David? We have a female identified as Celeste, whom on various accounts, to be specific, her own brother said she was dating a person by the name of David, a singer, right? Her body is found in a...
Trial attorney, Kenneth Williams, don't forget what the statement was with the mom too, right? Mom, according to TMZ, also told TMZ that she had a boyfriend named Celeste, or at least that's what I remember. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember. Okay. You know what? Another thing that occurred to me as I'm thinking about this right now. This whole frozen thing, frozen, right? From TMZ. And I even started thinking, I'm like, they're directly talking to the family. Who has direct access to the family at this point that we've known? Unless the family has cut TMZ off, or unless TMZ, like, they've been able to talk to family. The video of the convenience store was collected by who? TMZ, right? Did the frozen part come from somebody in the ME's office? This is just a question. If I was Celeste's family, if that was my daughter, okay, or if that was my sister, I would be pissed the hell off if you and I, TMZ, have talked on the phone and you put some stuff out there about my child being frozen and partially and dismemberment and all that other stuff without asking me directly the information. Unless that was the case and that's where they got the information. I don't know, y'all, but I think about it. They have a close connection and call, right? I never really thought about it that way, but it made me think about that. You said it. That's right. I would be pissed off if I was Celeste's family and you're putting out there that my child was dismembered and frozen. The state of my child's body. Who gave you permission to do that? We talked on the phone. You might have helped me in certain areas of identifying her and everything, but what gave you the right to even say all that? That's the question that I have.
Tesla registered to David, right? The vehicle was initially found in close proximity to a house that David was living in Hollywood Hills, right? And so, according to several accounts, the car was left there abandoned. Neighbors reported the vehicle abandoned. A tow trucking company came and impounded the vehicle, and the workers where the truck was towed to, they like, listen, man, it's a foul odor coming from this vehicle, right? And so you got these things happening, but you have David's publicist saying David is fully cooperating with law enforcement.
Look at that.
Y'all, we see this too often where
we didn't even hear whether it was the publicist that made the statement or spoke to TMZ or spoke to anybody. We don't know if it was a publicist for Interscope. We don't know if they got permission to make that statement, who and where the statement came from, right? Because it was so weird to go from that to then suddenly nothing. And I was thinking about this even yesterday. I said, well, there's got to be an attorney that can speak to this. I don't know, y'all. I thought about it. And then this morning, into my algorithm falls, call your first witness. I said, oh, all right, God. Okay. Maybe this was supposed to be like the answer. I don't know.
The publicist is at odds with the criminal defense lawyer. It's no secret that right now David is lawyered up. It's no secret that David's legal team, and when I say legal, let me be specific. His criminal defense lawyer, or lawyers plural, are advising him that you cannot say anything as it relates to this investigation, period. But you have the publicist out the gate saying he's fully cooperating.
Girl.
Now, there are other reports that LAPD is saying, no, he's not. Right? This is a situation where I see too often, whenever we're talking about a public figure, a star, somebody famous, and they're under investigation, you got that publicist, right? Yep. The publicist is worrying about the brand and the sponsors and the bottom line. Let's keep.
Who is this publicist? We know who his manager is. We know that there's a road manager. I think his name was Rob. There's Josh Marshall, but who is the actual publicist? Do we know? Yeah, define cooperation. You know what? And somebody said, Mood's like, that proves that the phone is listening to you. It's not God, Rabbit. It's not God. The phone. Listen, I wasn't thinking out loud. It was. Oh, that's creepy. Unless it got in my mind. All right then. Let me stop. TMZ just posted new videos on David. No way. New videos? All right. Well, let's see. While we're live.
Keep it real. And so they want to give a statement. They want to get in front of everything. They want to say he's fully cooperating with the police, trying to save face, right? Trying to protect the money.
Oh, man.
And I could just see the criminal defense team like, what are you doing? What do you mean he's fully cooperating? And so you got a situation where it's like, y'all got to be on the same page, because it is a fundamental right that David has, that he doesn't have to say anything. He does not have to cooperate. I understand.
It's his fundamental right not to cooperate. That is what Call Your First Witness is saying, okay?
Mr. or Mrs. Publicist, you may think if he doesn't say anything, if he doesn't cooperate, folks gonna think he's guilty. Listen, let me tell you something. Folks already convicted your client.
Court of public opinion. All right, check them out. Guys, we do have to switch over. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, let's get into this right over here. So apparently, they are saying that the grand jury reaches major decision in D4VD homicide case. So that's public now? Girl, let me see. Let me see something, y'all. Let me see, because I don't... I want to make sure, or are we just speculating at this point? Are we just speculating at this point? I'm just checking. Okay, I don't see anybody else talking about this, all right? Let's look into this. Now, remember, the grand jury can't, they can recommend, people to, be looked into, but they can't really do a whole lot other than that. They can't really go above that. All right, let's get into this. I kind of want to skip through. All right, here we go. Let's start right here.
That could lead to an arrest. Yeah, the LA County.
Already, first sentence, that could lead to an arrest. That's not them reaching a huge decision. Y'all, I haven't even watched this, and I'm already cringing. Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving. The Celeste Rivas homicide investigation has taken a big turn. There is now a...
Wait. This is from the 27th. This is not new. Arizona, this is not new. This is from the 27th. This is not new. Y'all, 11/27, we watched this likely. We broke the news before they did, because the LA Times broke the news. Yeah, this is not new. Sorry. That's not new. I thought it was new too. I was like, oh, they just uploaded it a couple minutes ago, December 1st. It's not new. They just uploaded it. Look at the date. It says it on their thing. November 27th. Yeah. I'm good on it. I could tell you. It's clickbait. Grand jury reaches major decision on homicide cases. That's implying that they've already reached a decision. When did the news break? On Friday? Yeah, like the Thursday? So what do you mean they reached it? They get away with this shit because they can do it, guys. That's why they get away with it. They don't have a decision. Watch. Let's look into this. I'm looking through the script. This is old.
That you discussed with your family before making this decision?
Absolutely. I discussed it with my family.
No. It's nothing. I'm looking at the script. It's literally, they have not reached a decision. That's not. How can they reach a decision, y'all? I'm telling you, they have not reached a decision. There's probably more witnesses to look at. I'm not believing that. Y'all can watch it. But again, that is from November. And ask them, why are you posting things from November 27th? Okay. You say, Rabbit, I did. I had the first video regarding the LA Times. I sure did. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gianna. Thank you for telling the people. Thank you for telling the people who broke the news here. I did. Because I saw it in I have a subscription for various outlets, guys. Like this, that's how I keep up. And again, with your support, hitting the like button, hyping the video, getting the video out there does help me be able to what is it? Afford some of these subscriptions that I have to buy. Okay. There is no new news right now, guys. Honestly, there isn't. So I'm just letting y'all know. And I'm going to go to TMZ just to double check. TMZ dropped a video that's already been uploaded. Yeah. And I'll show you guys on the search. Here it is. This is the one that you guys are referencing. Huge grand jury reaches major decision in D4VD. It's clickbait. They have not reached a decision yet at all. I'm pretty sure that they're probably still interviewing people. Matter of fact, I have it in good authority to know that they're still interviewing people. Okay. That's why when I heard this, I was like, what? That's quick. Okay. Okay. That's all we know. All right. And it's a new week. They can pretend all the mess they put out last week didn't happen. There you go. And for those darn internet sleuths to be on it, that's right. What just stood out to me, I'm like, how could they have reached a decision? Anyone try calling David on Discord? No. For what? I'm not calling. No, I'm good. I'm good on that. For what? What are you supposed to say? Hello? What's going on? What are you calling me for? What are we supposed to be talking about? Anyways, yeah, so no. The only thing that I saw was the news that the friends went to Norway. Yeah, there was some that whole group. Ain't that crazy? So I went back to look at old videos that I had done, right? Well, not old videos, but at least videos about the case. And I found the interview where some of his friends, what is it called? They did the D4VD case and the Black Dahlia and all this other stuff. I was like, this is so crazy. Some of these friends are being accused of knowing Celeste and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure they probably, I can believe the fake IDs narrative. I can believe a lot of that actually, because I do feel like, how did this little girl get around the way that she did in terms of like going backstage or getting into parties and stuff like that? Very likely that could have been the case. You said, yep, YouTube video has AI summaries that you can ask, and it says they haven't made a decision. Yeah, they haven't made a decision. Guys, they're still interviewing witnesses. They have not made a decision in the grand jury. And I promise y'all, when they do, I'm sure they want to be the first to break it. Like I would want to be the first to break it too, okay? I'm sure of it. But they're not. And I think part of the reason that they're not is because you do have to kind of wonder. Think about it. They broke the news first. They put the pieces together. They're contacting mom. They're doing all kinds of things. Why do you think, out of it, just let me put it in the chat, why do you think TMZ was not the first to know about the grand jury? Ain't that kind of weird? Why do you think that TMZ was not the first to know about the grand jury? Well, are they suspects? Right? I have not watched it. Let me know. It's all about being first. It's always all about being first, right? When it comes up, I mean, they are definitely first. But you do have to kind of wonder, why wasn't your source? Why didn't your source tell you that? Why didn't you, if you're so plugged in, that would be like number one. Okay, I broke the story. I told people, because they did. You do have to say that. They were the ones that no, I don't know anybody else, any other outlet that has spoken to mom or any of the family members outside of the one that spoke to the brother and the one that spoke to mom, TMZ, and that's it. No Univision, no Spanish networks, nothing like that, right? So I do have to kind of wonder, how did they find out? And then it made me even think further. Well, what if they're not that connected? Like, what if the source was like, no, F it, I'm not going to even tell you everything that we know at this point. You said LA at times is way more legit. LA Times is way more legit than TMZ. TMZ probably gets all super shady sources. You said his sources got paid out by someone else. Listen, they did it. You said, I think the grand jury takes 30 to 60 days. Very likely. Now, mind you, they have been meeting, I think, since mid-November. Keep that in mind. That's what we were told, early to mid-November. So they had already been meeting, right? So it could be anywhere. Maybe they'll find out this month. I'm speculating, guessing that it might be. We'll find something out by the end of the month. Here's my thing, y'all, and I hate to put it this way. And again, shout out to Call Your First Witness. Guys, check him out because, like I said, he really explains the whole PR situation. Here's my thing. Can I tell you all what I'm really worried about? I would hate. Okay. Oh, hey, I wasn't sure if I was going to put this out here, but I'm going to say something. He gives me coward vibes. I'm sorry. If he's charged. Okay. Like, doors are closing in and easier to end things than to face certain things. Does that make sense? That's what it gives me. Kind of like the Gabby Petito situation. My only concern is that the more that waiting period, the more that we wait, that somehow something more tragic is going to happen or something, right? And that would be a tragedy overall, right? Because then you have a situation where nobody gets justice. That would be my thing. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm trying not to say it like loudly, but y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Thank you. You just emailed me? How come I don't see it? Hold up. Because I mean, this young guy, okay, went from I was digging a little bit more into his past, right? How like when he first came into, the light in terms of like social media and when people started noticing him. I mean, literally, he just took off out of nowhere. From playing Fortnite games to creating music videos and music in the closet of his sister to uploading them, then having them go viral, and then people restreaming stuff like that. I mean, he had instant success. And I think that, his parents, right? Because he went from, being schooling to then being homeschooled. And then he kind of went through that. I was thinking, I was like, I wonder if he's had any like anything, ideations or any of that sort at all. I don't know, man. I mean, I think that they do. I just don't. Are we going to put them in a charging document too? I mean, I want to know. We're waiting. I think that's what we're waiting. But I want to know more about what happened with the parents too. I heard some things too. I've talked to somebody before I say stuff, but I heard some things too, and I might say something about it if I'm given the okay to say something. But to me, the parents are very. They didn't do enough, okay, and it's not. And I know people are like, "Oh, this victim blaming, shaming of no, no, no." The question that I have for everybody. We don't know where David's at right now, right? How do we know that he left the area soon after? He was on tour. How do we know he didn't go back? We're assuming that he just never came back to California, never came back to the home. Well, there's a lot that we're assuming here. We're assuming that the parents, that everything's, we don't know. That's what I'm going to say. But there's more to that story. And they could have, the email got kicked back. Really? Make sure you type it in right. Really? Email got kicked back. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay. Yeah, I got a message about my storage space. So I'm going to have to upgrade at some point. we're assuming that that we know everything that went down. We don't, and we're assuming that, like I said, and not to say that they're, sure, we could say that the parents have been through a lot. Don't get me wrong, but there was a level of negligence on their part in areas, and I think that they know that too, and this is why they're quiet. Also, I think that they're quiet because they are, what's the word? They have this whole situation with the investigation. Um, that's what they have to do. Yeah, hold up, y'all. Let me make sure that apparently because I had to change my card and my storage and all this other stuff. Hold up, y'all. Give me 1 minute. That's why I'm not getting emails. Well, damn. Okay. No. Okay, let's do that. Give me 1 second, guys. Had to process the payment. I changed my card, and so now I have to because it expires so often, so that's why. All right, now you might want to try to email me, because go figure. I'm like, damn, yeah, I'm not getting any emails. That's weird. I always have emails in the morning. There's always people emailing me. Okay. Try it. Try it again. I think, my card changed, so my storage expired. Yeah, so like I said, I think this is what I'm gonna say, all right? And I'm gonna talk to somebody if there's more to the parents. Now, again, I'm not saying that I'm not victimizing them. I'm saying that there was not a lot to that was done proactively in this situation. There is more to this story. And I say this because I do wonder about David's whereabouts shortly after he left that tour. Did he go back to the property? Did he talk to anybody from the family? What did David do after that? Was there anything else that happened after that? Okay. There was a GoFundMe that a lot of people donated and everything, and nothing else followed up with that. Now, that could be because of the investigation, but it is of public interest. And I'm just going to say this, that if people gave with their heart to see something, I do wonder what else is behind certain elements here. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I feel like a lot of this, people are going to be surprised later on when we find out more information about this situation. Things are not what they seem, in terms of who and what did what when all of this went down. Celeste wasn't just she was a chronic runaway, and there were people that were having communication with her, but there was a significant amount of time that they can't account for her at all, because she was that much of a she was leaving, but she was still keeping up with people. So at some point, and this does happen with parents that have chronic runaways, or people that I got your email, or people that are taking care of people, right? Kids. Kids check in, believe it or not. Even chronic runaways do. Sometimes they check in, sometimes they stop by. So it was off when there were several months in between, what at least that's what it looks like, when they had not heard from Celeste. So I have a lot of questions, a question that a lot of people should be asking, and it's a question that's kind of written in a book that I have, right? And there are various things that I have in my mind is, what happened after David found out when he was on tour? Where did David go after that? Because the story people have been told was that, well, he left and he hired the movers, and are you sure about that? Are you sure that he left and he didn't come back to California? That's what I want to know. And nobody has any footage of this. Nobody has anything to say about this. That's the question that I have, y'all. That is the question that I have. Now, I have, hold up. How long is this interview? Let me see, because I got a couple minutes. Oh, this one right here? Okay, let's watch real quick. But that's the question that I have, y'all. Ask yourselves, where did David go after he found out about Celeste? What happened to David? Did he stay in Cali? Where did he go? People are assuming that he was in Texas. Mind you, when that house was swatted, not one photo, David wasn't spotted there. Okay? That's another question too. All right.
Let's go through what that life cycle means. So at what stage of Withered is dying? So you're going into dust, but you're coming back again. Is that what I'm getting through those
Right.
14 records?
It's definitely like a resurrection type of thing. So, but by the end of the project, it's done. So that's why the last track is called Afterlife. That's like the final blow, you know?
How long did it take
The final blow.
you to come up with this? Because when you were on our show 2 years ago, you said you had something in the works, but you ended up getting rid of those records?
Yeah, it was like an interesting thing because when I talked to you about that, it was like I had a very clear vision, but then I had lived not that much life, you know? And I went on all these tours, and I went on tour with SZA, and I was meeting this person, and this producer, and that artist, and this and I was just getting lost in the sauce, and I had to kind of take a few steps back. So the first couple projects that I made, a couple iterations of Withered, one was like an R&B project, one was like a pop project, and nothing really felt like me. So I kind of had to bring it back with this last one. I gave it one more shot.
Was it all titled Withered throughout that, or
nah?
No.
Like there was a concept and there was a story there that I want to continue, but there was no name and there was no like theme of the songs, and you know, because I'm writing at this point about myself and my emotions and my vulnerability, and I wasn't doing that a lot last, couple projects because I was homeschooled, Yeah,
you were living a different life.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing to talk about like that, and people were asking me, "How'd you write all these beautiful songs when you have no relationship?" I was like, "Man, I'm a prophet, bro. I just spoke it into my own life, crazy."
But okay, happy 20th birthday.
I'm a prophet, and I spoke to it in my own life. Okay, y'all see that? They say art. What is it? Life imitates art, or art imitate. Well, what's the saying again? That's interesting. Different kind of music, right? I mean, okay.
Thank you.
You literally the other day.
Yeah.
Like you just turned 20. You're technically out of teen years, but you're still like a kid.
Yeah, literally, man. I be going to arcades. I be going to Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, rumor has it Chuck E. is actually opening an arcade, like an arcade version of Chuck E. Cheese, like in a mall.
For real?
Yeah, I saw it on TikTok.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's game changing, actually.
It is game changing.
Wow.
It's a different generation, y'all. Like, think about it. It's a different way of becoming famous. And he did do it that way. Like I said, I started looking a little bit back. Art imitates life. Thank you. I started the prophet stuff. I don't know about that, but I started looking back a little bit more and just peeling a little bit more to like when he first started getting noticed. And yeah, there is this like, yeah, I did it, because it did happen fairly quickly for him, right? The way that it happened.
Anywho, back to you. Life is an understatement that has lived in the last 2 years, because if I remember correctly, you hadn't even performed live when we first met.
That's insane to think about. Man.
And you've been on 2 headlining tours. You opened for SZA. Like
4 headlines, actually.
Holy fuck,
actually,
sorry.
1, 2, 5. Holy balls,
Damn.
5.
But in 2 years.
Yeah.
But you also released, which I think it's really crazy that your fans are so adamant on you having an album. You released 40 singles.
Dude, I'm out there.
You're
there. It's so funny because I've been seeing the TikTok like, drop, why don't you drop? I was like, just go to my...
Are you kidding?
I've been dropping, bro.
It's 40 songs.
Yeah.
It's a lot of music, y'all. You said his bravado in this interview is sickening. I'm gonna have to watch it and probably do a reaction to it or something. Maybe I'll do a pre-recorded on it and we'll look into it. He said even if he walks free, his career is damaged. No artist is gonna suddenly collab with him after his weird alleged relationship with the minor and the streamers. I mean, it leaves a lot. He had a lot to offer. But if you are to believe, like those Discord messages about how girls his age he's not really into girls his age. I'll never understand that, y'all, but I don't get that. I'm like, he wasn't into girls his age, Maybe TMZ is involved with the grand jury and could not say first for legal reasons. I don't know if I believe that. I mean, again, if you are to believe the clickbait title, y'all, huge grand jury reaches major decision in D4VD homicide case, and they haven't, because they're still in session. Protect your spirit. That art is dark. Yeah. I'll have to watch it later on. Maybe I'll do a reaction to it on a pre-recorded. Y'all keep an eye out on that. I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation. We're going to keep following. I'm looking to see if there's anything more on Rebecca K. Park while we're here. And I have nothing. I'm having my thing run to see what, nada, nothing new, nothing breaking. And that to me would be breaking news right there. You have the parents. Her parents have been arrested. The daughter's boyfriend seen him in the concert. I heard about that. There was like another I heard about that, and I haven't really talked about it. That there was like an underage, I think they were like 2 years apart or something like that. There was another person that came into the Reddit, and she was talking about her underage or her relationship with D4VD. They went to the concert. Dad took her to the concert, which I was like, what the hell is that all about? That's crazy work, whatever. And that situation happened. Her name is Kira or something like that? There's pictures of them. It's weird. It's weird. But I think if any of that information is correct, it's very telling about that he likes girls that are younger than him. And maybe because that's that homeschool piece, right? There's something to be said about the fact that, when you are homeschooled, you're kind of like sheltered from certain experiences. And maybe there's an area of him that was underdeveloped when it came to that social skill of being able to talk to girls his age. Not excusing that behavior at all, but that is a thing. If you are homeschooling, sometimes you don't always get that social skill, that emotional intelligence, or even the fucking intelligence to know I probably don't want to be talking to anybody that's younger than me because I am this and I'm that, right? There's something to be said about that. But there's also this like style about D4VD. Like, he is not the only guy that I've seen wear Hello Kitty nail polish. I've seen a couple rappers do the nail polish thing. I don't know. I've seen a couple rappers do the makeup thing, and there's a certain thing about the hell. Prince wore makeup and nail polish and stuff like that. I mean, nobody saw him any different, right? I think that there's something about the swag and style, but in my opinion, I think that aside from the style, because you could have all that style and still date people your own age, right? And still deal with people your own age. But there's something to be said about that social emotional part that is underdeveloped, that somehow he thought he can only connect to girls that were under age. Because in that Discord post, girls my age, be dumb or be wild, whatever the hell it said. And I mean, clearly his audience was younger, so he had that capability of being able to get a younger audience. Now, what's wild to me is having a dad take a young child to go see, and then that they're dating or at least have an arrangement. Like, that's crazy work. That's crazy work. That sounds like an R. Kelly situation to me too. It's like, you heard a lot about that during the R. Kelly trial, that you had these parents taking their underage children to go audition, go be around this. It's crazy. It's crazy, in my opinion. I saw a dude fully decked out in Hello Kitty and get off his motorcycle and walk through the entire store without I mean, it's a style thing, I think. Like I said, I don't feel like everybody that is a guy that wears Hello Kitty is, not a thing, Why are we acting like younger men? Why are men, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm like misreading this. Why are we acting like men liking younger women? Younger women is a revelation. No, I don't think it's a revelation, but I mean, I don't think we're talking about that in general. We're talking about this specific case though. It's not a revelation, that is a thing. And that's why we have to be protective of both our young kids, men and women, boys and girls. We got to be protective of both, because both can be put in situations like that, and it's not okay. I'll check it out, Floja. All right, guys. So I do have to head out because, that's what exactly. It's not a revelation. It's not okay, and we're talking about it loudly. Thank you. I would agree with that. It's not. We know this. We've talked about this, but we got to talk about it loudly. I do have to head out. Well, thank you. Have a good day. Remember, don't bribe ignite your family. Oh man, I'm never gonna live that down. I hope it doesn't get clipped. Oh shit. Fuck it. Oh well. Allegedly, in my opinion. But I think it's a good example. Isn't it a good example? I thought it was a good example, y'all. It was. Don't Brian McKnight your family. If you're gonna be a blended family, but don't Brian McKnight them, okay? Don't do that. Love your kids. That's right. Love your kids. All right, guys. I gotta let you guys go. I'm gonna go get me some 7-Up because I could feel my stomach acting up. And I feel it. I feel it. I don't feel good right now. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button. Thank you. And bye, guys. Have a good one. Oh, and shout out to the people that supported the channel. Oh, you sent me an email. Okay, last week with some information. I'll have to check it out. And thank you guys again. I will definitely be getting me some 7-Up, y'all, because my stomach is acting up right now. Shout out to you guys. Have a great one. Hit the like button. Hype the video. Why are you letting me beg you to do that? Hit the like button. It's free. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.